Hi guys, Maypalm here, and I am working with a Tammy Tutoro stamp here. This one says Choose Joy. These are a lot of fun to color, and I've got one here on watercolor paper. I've already gotten started, so let me just explain what I've got so far. Okay, this is a different version that I finished where I had it completely white and then I colored it and then I took a water brush and some color and added a little bit of background color. But I don't love, well, I do like it, but I wish there wasn't so much like stark white and that it wasn't so hard to blend without messing up my watercolor. So this time instead I took several different colors. I took scattered straw, I took mustard seed, and then finally I took spiced marmalade, and I blended those onto this watercolor paper background first. Then my next step is what you see me doing right now, which I'm working with Distress ink. You can work with absolutely any kind of watercolor that you have or that you like. I just love working on plastic with Distress. So that's abandoned coral. I'm just getting various colors here, and I'm sticking with oranges and reds for my flowers. I want a similar look to the original, but I'm just adding little splotches of color here and there in yellows, oranges, and even reds as I go along, and I'm just going to keep filling that in with color. And I will also come in for my leaves, and usually I like the lighter greens, but I'm going in this time with forest moss to start. I'm going to just pick, I like to work with a water brush, but a paintbrush and water would work as well. And I'm going to color over. Because I started with such a pale background color, it is going to influence my colors a little bit. So for example, that turns kind of brownish. I'll try some peeled paint and see if peeled paint is a better color match for this. Let's see. It's going to affect, but because it's so light and such a small amount of yellow where I'm coloring, it shouldn't affect all that much. So I'm just going to go through here and color all the little bits and pieces with my Distress ink as watercolor, one of my favorite things to do. And I can keep working and reworking as needed. Now my stamp itself is embossed with black embossing, and I did this because when I'm working with watercolor, I love to use embossing because it helps me when I want, that is when I want it to, keep the color contained, keep the color in its little spots. Because the embossing is slightly raised and glossy, it creates a little tiny bit of a barrier that just helps me keep my color the way I want it to be. So you can see how quickly this goes. It's a lot of fun, and you can play with lighter shades, darker shades, more colors, less colors, whatever you like. I'm in a fall mood, so I'm going heavy on the oranges and yellows here. So I will just finish this up, guys, and then all I've got to do, in this case, I'm using my pumpkin spice embellishment bottle, lots of oranges, pretty shades there, and created a card. So I'll create a second version here. When this is finished, I will show that to you. I'm just not going to keep this video going because I'm doing for you guys. If you want to see longer coloring videos, let me know in the comments. I assume you guys like keeping it shorter, keeping it moving, but if you like longer videos, let me know there in the comments on YouTube. And I'm just going to finish this one up, and then I'll show you the finished results. I hope you like it, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.